Like, I've hit some big gaps before, but this one's really big. Like the biggest in the world, biggest ever. No one else is going to experience this feeling that I have. Well, coming up soon in Pt1, we've got a world record jump. It's something I've been thinking about for a long time now. Here I am sitting on a rock talking about the biggest feat that I'm ever going to achieve, and I'm doing that in the same place where I basically learned to ride.
As far as Nathan's skills go, he just had it from the start. His mother was a swimmer, grandparents were all into sport, so maybe there's a genetic factor, but he just had it from the word go.
This one, let's see where this one's from. Carol John Bilfin Little Athletics Club, 1991 and 92.
The doctor suggested that he should give up the athletics, especially the high jumps and the hurdles, which were high impact sports on his heels, and said that he should take up a low impact sport.
Girl, you know I love you with all my heart, but I just gotta know. Did you ever want? Did you ever love me? Did you ever care if I was ever there? Did you ever really think my jokes were funny? Did you think every man just to spend my money? Why did you want to be with me so you could show off how you blow me off in front of everybody? Frustrated, humiliated, you got me where you want me, dominated. How could you do me like that? You fool me like that. One day you knew me, the next year do me like that. I got you, but I still don't get you. To this day I wish I never met you, but I can't forget you. It's been too good. I would if I could, but I never do what I should. Frustrated, humiliated, you got me where you want me, dominated.
Easy as.
Turns out that the low impact sport was downhill mountain biking. Won his first race and just got stoked. Just couldn't get enough of it. Went back next week, kept winning. Nobody could believe it, and he was only 14, 15 at the time.
I won the world champs when I was probably 18 years old. I was a junior in the junior category. Yeah, I had a couple of good results here and there, but then I finally got my stuff together and stayed on my bike for a whole year and won the 2003 World Cup overall.
Nathan Rennie is incredible to watch, a massive powerhouse, a really sort of strong rider that's highly recognised around the world as being really gifted. He's World Cup champion in 2003, means that he at any time could take anyone in the world at downhill racing.
He's one of the few guys, like top 5 guys out there in the world that can actually race as well as ride and pull style. So yeah, he's definitely a guy to watch.
Nathan coming down the hill at 60 clicks, 70 clicks, and just arms tucked, head down and just flying. It's impressive.
He can skate park, he can dirt jump, he can downhill. I mean, that's probably his biggest thing, but in every aspect of mountain biking, he's good at all of it.
I guess I'm just a classic example of any kid that ever thought that he could go ahead and do something. I mean, I had no idea that I would be world champion. I had no idea that I'd be World Cup overall champion. I had no idea that I would be going and trying to break the world record for distance jump. And I always had it in the back of my mind that, all right, there's a world record out there, and maybe we can do that. When I was hitting some jumps in Esperance last year, we're out riding on the Red Bull freight train, and we ran into these guys, and they said, oh yeah, we've got a ramp in our backyard, you should come out and check it out. And I was like, oh, ramp, well, all right, we'll go out there and check it out. Just want to go bang, push it back, bang, push it back. And just started jumping jumping to short jumps, and I was like, okay, well, start to move it back a little bit, make it bigger, then all of a sudden we're out at like about 70 feet.
Pushed out to 70, you reckon?
Yeah. By then we were getting towed down the road and turning in and trying to get as much speed as possible, and I still wanted more and more and more.
You can feel the vibe when it's coming your way. Got you feeling live up in the party. Make you wanna grab your girl and say, hey, let's get down and do it your way. Downright funk on cruise control. Downright funk on cruise control. Downright funk on cruise control. Downright funk on cruise control.
We probably would have gone bigger that day, but we ran out of room to run up to it, and I think that probably almost paved the way to me thinking, all right, well, let's do it properly and see how big we can go. I always had it in my mind for like the last 6 months, like, oh, okay, they're building this ramp, I don't really know what it's going to look like, and we went down there and I saw it laying on the ground. I thought, oh yeah, it's pretty big, it looks pretty good, but then when the guys brought it up straight, I just laughed. I was like, this is nuts, like, this is great, I love it. It was exactly how I envisioned it, like this perfect ramp and just sailing off. You can just picture yourself just launching off into wherever you're going to go.
The basic specs of the ramp is 3 metres high, 12 metres in length, 1200 in width. We have a ply 18mm surface attached, which is painted in a paving-based paint with sand that is sprinkled through it to give it some texture. And in any conditions, we can jump this ramp.
At the moment, Colin Winkleman, unfortunately, has recently passed away. He holds the current record at 116 feet. That's the record at the moment, so we look to go further than that.
Yeah, the 116 feet that Nathan has to beat, definitely not a normal distance in downhill mountain biking. Usually we're only jumping, you know, a distance of maybe, you know, 40 feet. I mean, to go that far on any bike without an engine is just massive.
With this jump he's about to do, like, I've been riding with him for 10 years and I think he's just going to smash this record. I think he can go 150, 160 to tell you the truth. Definitely.
Playing through the steps in my mind and trying to visualise exactly how it is, and then obviously you get nervous. I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So I'm holding my knee pads, ready for anything. We're going to be taking all the safety precautions, but yeah, I'd say I'd be getting a bit nervous, more anxious and more excited about probably the feeling I'm going to have that day. I mean, I don't even know what I'm in for, basically. This is it. Basically put everything into preparation over the last year and just looking forward to getting out there. And I didn't get as much sleep last night as I wanted to, but just up, ticking it all over my head. It's like, okay, tomorrow's the day, time to get out there. Ready to hit it, pretty much. That's the last thing to do.
When Nathan races, we worry about his having an accident or something like that. His mother was a big worrier about. But after a while, she learned to just stay down at the end of the track. She was always his biggest supporter.
Having my mum die was everything that you would think that it would feel like was totally thrown out the window. I was on top of the world, racing bikes and having fun and whatever, and then, oh, mum's sick, and then she dies. And then I was kind of like, how do I work this into what I'm doing? Like, to have such a high and then such a low.
I kind of was with him towards the very end of it and just after she passed away, and you know, he actually went and raced in Lithgow and you know, kind of out of the blue and not suspecting to win, ended up winning and dedicated it to his mum.
My mum was always a very confident person, and she would always say confident things to me, and having her die is just, I don't know, I feel like she's done her job pretty well. She's made me what I am today, pretty much. I mean, as in a person. She's still around, I guess. All right, we just landed in the heat of Pt1. We've got about another 2-hour drive, I think, to the Painted Desert where we'll be doing our jump.
Called the Painted Desert because of all the beautiful colours that are in the ground out there and the formations you can see. It's got these beautiful ochre colours that you just don't find anywhere else. And that's actually part of an inland sea that used to cover this area here about 120 million years ago. It's a magic place to go out and see.
We're going to get everything set up, going to get the scaffolding set, the ramp set up, get our tent and everything ready, then just start hitting it up and just start pushing the ramp back. We're going to be coming down this hill and it's almost going to be a little bit more of a step up, a little bit below the peak height. We're going to be landing on there. We're almost going to probably need a little bit more speed to get the distance we want. It's going to be not only safer, but it's going to be a lot easier to judge.
We start them off small and then we gradually move them out. So we're all safe. Every time we move the ramp, okay, we're safe to jump again.
I'm really happy that Robbie Maddison is here to help us out with the jump. I mean, he's got a lot of experience with freestyle motocross. He's probably the top freestyle motocross rider in Australia at the moment. He also holds world record distance trick jump record. Watching him kind of work with these sort of things is like he just takes it in his stride, and he's good to have around, and I think he's definitely the man for the job to pull me in and give me any tips here and there along the way.
I'm stoked to be part of it. I think what he's doing is it's a crazy thing to be doing. It's not something that anyone, no matter how talented you are, you can't just go and step up to something big like that.
Those last couple of tweaks there are going to be the other major worry.
It's hard judging a new ramp. It does just take a little bit of trial and error. I mean, when we're dealing with the first jump that we're going to hit is a 55-foot gap. I mean, that's a big gap in its own.
Dangers is obviously, yeah, the speed, then the run up with the little bits of gravel and stuff like that. Mechanical failure, but if everyone does their job and Nathan checks his bike over, we can pretty much go into this with wiping a lot of the dangers out of it, and then the rest of it's up to how big his heart is and how much he wants the goal. And speaking to him, I know he's not even considering backing out. He's already sold for it, so he made his mind up way before coming out here. It's a great backdrop, it's a great location, and it's a massive gap. No one's ever jumped this big on a push pipe before. It's going to be insane.
Just getting ready to check it, see if it's all right, see if I can hang on okay, and go back and forth a little bit.
The speed is the main factor there. The speed's everything. It's just a big risk in things going wrong right before takeoff when he's committed to the ramp.
That's some sketchy. That is some really sketchy.
As I got to the ramp, I looked back to see Nathan. He kind of disappeared past my shoulder, and before I turned around to look, all I heard was just a almighty bang. Looked up and Nate's sliding down the down ramp on his back, and no bike to be seen. So yeah, I was surprised. I didn't think he was actually going to go for it right then.
And I wiped off so much speed just coming up that ramp, and I was lucky to even make it to here. I mean, this is my foot mark. That's my foot and that's my elbow. There is death, right? Not good. Not a very good first attempt. I'm gonna go put my armor on now. Yeah.